It's 5 o'clock and you're off the clock with B. Scott. Today we have as our guest Joseph Phariss with Wildlife Recreation Taxidermy Studio. Now, this guy makes high quality mounts, okay? Phenomenal. Really pays attention to detail. So he's going to walk us through how he got started, what got him going in it. He's going to talk about what makes him different, and that's the attention to detail. So we're going to go over what different things he does that puts him up a level on everybody else. And we're also going to talk about hunting. We're going to talk about what we enjoy about it, what we enjoy about going after big deer, and we're going to talk a little bit about just basically everything you can do with a deer. What his favorite mount is, what position you can put the ears in. I didn't even know you could turn ears inside out, and he's going to show us that. So, guys, before we get into it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Let's dive in. So since you're doing taxidermy, I would assume you're a hunter, okay?
Of course.
So let's get started from the very beginning. What got you into hunting? What got you down this path, basically?
My belated father did. I killed my first buck when I was 4.
Oh, yeah.
So
Got you in early.
Very early, double barrel side-by-side 410. And
Nice.
I had never pulled both triggers at the same time prior to that hunt.
That's funny, dude.
And I think my dad, and honestly, was kind of smart about it, was, hey, shoot this one and then pull the next one, get two shots.
Yeah.
All right. So this doe comes out and she's just got that deer in the headlight looks, like looking at us. And we're sitting in a little stand that he had kind of rigged up. And I was like, Dad, there's deer. Dad, there's deer.
Pumped up.
Oh, yeah. I'm a 4-year-old kid. And shoot the damn thing. And so, of course, I did. And right before I did, and I've got my gun up, and he's like, pull both triggers at the same time. And we're talking just like this. Pull both triggers at the same time. And she's still sitting there like.
She knows something's up.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And I don't know how I didn't fall at the stand that day.
Just double shot.
Yeah, a 4-year-old, and it's a 410. It's not a big caliber anyways, but you're pulling both triggers.
It's twice.
I remember back, almost 40 years ago, that feeling of it kicking me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never pulled both triggers before.
Well, anybody that shot shotguns has
Of
one
course.
memory, core memory of getting their jaw jacked. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Mine was when I was I was probably 10 or 11, and I was we're turkey hunting, and I was shooting a 12 gauge. And I was leaned up off this cypress tree that I was sitting on. I was leaned up to shoot kind of to my left. And when I shot, it just spun me and pile dropped me right into the tree.
Love it.
And it just,
I basically did the same thing with a Mossberg 835 when I was real young and a tree climber. And it unlatched the top section of that tree climber, and I fell right down to the bottom. So I didn't fall that far.
yeah.
But it'll make your heart drop.
It's cool, though. I mean,
Killed the deer, though.
hey, that's all that matters. So you got started at a young age, and, you started just hunting from that point on. You just stayed in it, stayed going.
I had a cousin when I was probably 6 or 7 years old. He was married to my cousin. Hey, let's go squirrel hunting. You want to go squirrel hunting? Heck yeah, let's go squirrel hunting.
Yeah.
So I did that for a couple of years when I was younger. I haven't been squirrel hunting since.
Yeah.
But
I do it every once in a while. It's not something I really...
fish very little. I don't have the patience for it unless I'm catching fish.
Yeah, me too.
But there's something about being in the woods. I don't care if I see a deer or if I don't. There's something about being out in God's,
It's peaceful.
being in God's
Peaceful.
country
Yeah.
and just soaking it up. And I love it.
Especially being out there like by yourself too. Like you just have time to think.
The past couple years, my best friend Jonathan has wanted to kill a big buck, and he hasn't. And the little parcel that I'm hunting in Pulaski County, there's some good bucks there, some very good bucks. And so I haven't, as his friend and as that person, haven't tried to focus on me. I focused on him.
Trying to get him a buck.
And so I tried that for the first time last year. I said, hey, I'm going to sit with you in this little buddy stand. I mean, it's barely big enough, and we bow hunt. I'm going to sit with you, and I'm not even taking my bow. What? I was like, no, I'm going to have my phone out. I want to film you getting something. And his eyes just lit up, and it's a love, it's a friendship,
It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, my thing is anybody can kill a deer. I mean, if you can pull a trigger, you can kill a deer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if you're 4 years old or if you're 40 and have never killed male or female or whatever. But doing it the old school way. That's how I hunt. I don't, certain times of the year, yeah, put some corn out, put some attractant out and get them in there. But to really hunt wildlife, moon phase, wind direction, knowing where they're at, where the bucks are at, where rub lines and scrape lines are, the whole 9 yards.
Hunting sign more than just bait and attractants.
I think the older you get, you go from easy hunting to a challenge hunt.
Well, what's cool about it is it's a 1v1, especially if you have game cameras. You see a buck.
I'm the same way. I want to hunt a deer instead of just like sitting there waiting on a deer.
Yeah, if you have game cameras and you see a buck, like you get a picture of a buck, you're like, okay, that's my target buck, and then the season begins. That's your game planning. You're figuring out where he lives, where's he bed, where's he feed, what's his rotation, when's he moving, when's he not moving, and that whole game, cat and mouse game, is what gets you through the season. Then you look up and you realize, okay, season's almost over.
Absolutely.
And it's like it flew by.
Yeah,
it flew by.
Mm-hmm. I was a little late preparing this year, gone through a divorce, and typically all summer, at least every couple weeks, I'm in there doing something. But where I'm hunting is almost urban.
Really?
So they're used to people. They're used to cars. They're used to the dogs out there barking at them. Mm-hmm. I've got a private little bitty area, and in that 6-7 acres, last year over 15 shooter bucks.
Wow.
3 or 4 150 plus.
Dang, that's cool. There's certain places like that, little gyms
right here in the middle of Arkansas.
Little nuggets here and there.
Most towns actually have them. Most
You just
towns
gotta
have a spot.
Hey,
that-
it
that
was
big.
not long ago. Okay, there was a giant 150 plus that was killed here in Fordyce Urban.
Yeah, they kill them in El Dorado, Magnolia. They almost every town's
Camden this year.
Yeah.
Camden this year.
I've seen a few on Facebook.
It's crazy how they get like that. Those urban bucks, a little bit less pressure. They just I guess it's higher pressure, but it's less pressure.
It's
at the
not
same
higher
time.
hunting pressure.
And speaking
It's
of-
higher people
They're-
pressure.
Yeah, they're used to people.
And talk about not hunting feed. I don't think you're going to kill a big buck on feed.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they're coming to feed. I think you
I
may
think-
find a
I beg to
acre
differ.
post
I think you get lucky every once in a while early
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I say I beg to differ.
And in bachelor's group, maybe they'll the bigger bucks may follow a bunch of other bucks in, but I think as a mature buck, of course, you've witnessed this.
We witnessed this.
A,
Much, dude.
a big mature buck seems they don't travel very far. They got a little home they stay in. They usually bed close to their water source and food or whatever, but they don't travel much. Those real big bucks, they lock down and they just travel very little, and unless it's a pure rut.
Rut, yeah.
But rut to me is the hardest time to hunt. I hate the rut.
They're unpredictable.
Absolutely.
I hate the
That's
rut.
my
You have a
favorite time
higher
to hunt.
chance of
That's your
catching
favorite,
like a.
because you sit and wait on deer instead
Yeah.
of hunting deer.
Yep.
When it's like
I hunt a
like,
pipeline, so
but you're waiting for deer.
Yeah.
So that would be your favorite time to hunt. It just depends on how you hunt. Like I like going after the deer instead of waiting on him. So it's like fishing. When they're on the beds, it's super easy. But when they start going back out and they start changing their routines, it's hard to catch them sons of bitches.
It's hard to adapt to, man, for sure.
And it's frustrating. So it's like hunting and fishing is almost identical.
But what I like about hunting more than I like about fishing, as far as that aspect goes, is a deer's gonna eat.
Yeah.
A deer's gonna eat. Sometimes in fish, they're just like, I ain't gonna bite, and the whole lake will be like that. You know.
Yeah, I've got a pond right next to my house, lightly stocked, and you can go out there and literally watch your lure come to you, and there'll be a 3 or 4 pound bass right there, and you bring the lure right in front of it, and it doesn't move.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you're throwing out there. There's
we
times
see
that they just don't want to eat.
Yeah,
it.
just don't want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we see that on live scope all the time.
Live Scope's made it where you can see the fish down there. So like after the 20th fish you've thrown on, you're like, it's not a great biting day.
Oh, it's
Right.
amazing what Live Scope has done to educate us in fishing.
Oh, it's
you know,
made
and it's
us
also
smarter, for sure.
Also, if you think about it, I don't know if you bass fish. You bass fish?
Love it.
All right. Well, it's amazing when you start comparing bass fishing with deer hunting. It's almost identical. Mm-hmm. It's like these fish are only in certain areas of the lake,
Right.
and these deer are only in certain areas in the woods. And it's like it don't matter what you do; those deer are gonna go to the same place every year.
Yep.
They got the same beds.
Different phases. I mean,
You know, they have their little comfort zone. They go and they stay in those little spots, and it's amazing how everything is kind of the same.
and
Really.
what'll really blow your mind too is when you start looking at like topo maps. So the
Love it.
contours in the lake and the contours like when you're deer hunting, it's very similar.
It is. It
You
is.
find,
Are y'all
you find
fishing
deer,
fat
you find
lines?
fish.
Yeah, fat
I
lines is where
always
it's
check the
at.
fat lines, dude.
I don't hunt anywhere unless
I'm
there's a
talking about
fat
fish.
line.
The fish on,
Hey.
the fish on the fat lines.
You know what?
When they're bedding up,
I haven't really checked the fat lines in the
when
water.
I've looked at them.
What?
I've looked at them.
You looked at the fat lines on under the water?
Yeah, there's not like
That's
you
weird.
know when there's a ledge, right? And then there might be right before the bank,
Mm-hmm.
like you got the bank coming up here, but then there's like the little flat area. If like you'll find a lot of fish bedding there.
Mm-hmm.
Just especially if it's like 8 to 12 foot water. We found a bunch of fish bedding deeper than people say they do.
Oh, they'd be bedding 12 foot of water.
we'll
8 to
see them in
12 foot of water.
12, 14 foot of water
I mean,
beds.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that's crazy.
Difference between you guys and me. I like to fish the pond bank, and it's 100
Yeah.
yards from the house.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy they actually bed out there. But let's talk more about what you do though, taxidermist. How did you get into? I mean, what made you? I mean, what is your specialty in your taxidermist? I mean, what makes you different than everybody else?
My attention to detail and my quality.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down. Whenever anybody can learn to do something, whether any trade or whatever,
Right.
such as taxidermy, it's an art form. I'm very artistic. I've always drawn and painted and everything. And I met a gentleman. I was 20 or so, and he had for a couple years had a taxidermy shop, and he was a painter as well. And so he was working at a body shop full time, and met him and his wife, and he was like, "Hey man, would you like to learn taxidermy?" Sure. Well, man, be here Monday morning at 8:00. I show up and he's not there. He's at his own job. I call him. I'm like, "Hey, how do I even, where you at? How do I get into the shop and everything?" So he told me where the key was at. Go on in. And he's like, "I've got a hide setting out for you. Go ahead and flesh that." I had no idea what
You're
what
right.
I was doing.
Yeah.
Called him 2 or 3 times a day and
He was teaching.
taught myself.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully.
What gave you the opportunity to learn?
I've got my very first buck I ever mounted, and it was one of my own. I did not want to mount a customer's, obviously. Never fully mounted one.
Right.
I still have that deer, and everybody's like, "Man, that's not a bad little rack. Why don't you remount that?" I said, "No way."
It's the first one, special.
It's the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life. Bad
Yeah.
compared to what I put out now.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I'm constantly improving. Obviously,
yeah. You've learned over the
You do in
years.
your work as well.
Yeah.
So
And you're also. I mean, you aren't cheap.
not at all.
Good.
But you pay for what you get.
That's
right.
exactly right.
If you want cheap toilet paper, go get you cheap toilet paper.
That's right.
You can spend a
you
little
gonna-
bit. You can
you
get
gonna
spend
bust a finger through
You're
every
gonna
once
bust
in a while.
one through it. Yeah, some that John Wayne toilet paper. You spend a little bit more. It's nice. It's comfortable, and you don't have a problem with it. And same with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got a few local taxidermists around me that they're good guys and put out good work. But over the past couple years, I probably one particular, no names mentioned, but I've corrected 30 mounts. People have paid for, picked up, get them home, and they're like, something's not right.
Right.
Bring
Yeah.
it, call me, and I was, hey, send me some pictures of it.
So do you do a lot of like, not necessarily like repair work? Like, well, they've been mounted
do.
and you just.
I do.
All right, you get special jobs like that.
I have about a dozen right now that's repair work that have all been mounted in the past 2 years
Really?
by some type of local taxidermist. And, and I go and look at their work and that, and I'm like, well, that does not look like what I have here. You
Right.
know?
You have different methods and
So I'm sensing from you, just what you're saying is you just want to make the highest quality, best, just quality that you can.
I call it competition work.
Right.
Competition
You want to
work.
show each piece.
Yeah,
type deal.
there's competitions. They have a state competition. Other states even have like regional competitions, and then you work your way to state. They have national competitions and even worlds. So, like that deer that's on the screen up there right now, that's like an average. When people look at it, something taxidermied, especially a whitetail, which is my
Big
specialty.
ass buck for one. What's the dress at?
That's a stud.
I appreciate that. That's a
I
personal.
can't,
that's a personal.
I can't
And,
even look at the deer.
Where'd,
Look at
where'd
the
you? So
horns.
I just gotta ask, what state? What's Arkansas?
Arkansas deer.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So
Pretty good.
that
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
that's a 184.
Shockley,
That one scores 184.
Shockley, you would shit your pants and fall out the stand if you seen that walking through the woods.
That is
Target
about
panic
as basic as I
out
get.
the roof.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. The eyes
Does
look good. The color looks
the
good.
color looks good. That's what's standing out to me. Is like, and I know you mentioned it earlier. You know, color. You know, you're talking about taking like a white horn, a real white antler, making it just pop.
Those horns actually I have modified. They had color added to them. It was
Oh.
really a light yellow, like okay, when you go buy a 2x4 from the lumber yard.
Right.
Yeah. I got
Okay,
you.
that color, cardboard box color, real
Yeah,
light.
yeah.
It just, I didn't like it. It was my personal, so I could do what I wanted to with it.
Right.
You know, I mean, I could cut them all off if I wanted
The
to.
color to
You know,
me, that's one thing that stands out on that buck right there. That just looks beautiful. Is like the actual antler color.
the
I mean, some bucks look good with white, and
Some
like
do.
a mix. You know, some you see some that's dark at the base.
Yeah,
Then
they-
the higher they
white
get, they
tips.
turn into white tips. You know, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good looking buck.
Are you seeing people getting more and more pedestal
Like
mounts?
that, you know, white tips. You know.
love pedestal mounts. Good friend of mine shot a nice velvet buck.
That's awesome.
Back when Arkansas had their around Labor Day.
Right.
And takes me into his cabin. Hey man, this is where I want to put it. I love being able to see that. I'll have customers, you know, hey, send me a picture of the room you're wanting to put it in.
Ah, yeah.
I'm going to help you pick out this deer's pose.
That's some really
awesome.
good stuff, man.
That's awesome.
Like I get confused. Like I got a taxidermist now, and I'll be like, he'd be like, "Which way he wants to look? Do you want to look down?" So I don't know what would look good.
What's
You know, like
and I try to think about it. You know,
That's
like,
awesome.
when I'm picking my mounts, but it's
I love to be able to call somebody because I'm not, you know, my expertise
like
is
that. That's a good example right there.
Yeah.
The white tips you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
it's a great example
you know,
of
for
it.
people that's listening, I'm sure they had the same issues, but like, you know, I build boats for a living. We all build boats for a living. We are professionals when it comes to building boats, but when it comes to picking out something like this, or you know,
It's tougher.
It's nice to be able to
good
call
knowledge.
somebody and get input, and just tell you straight up, say, no, this will look good in your house.
See what you,
You
did
know?
right there with that pedestal mount. So what I had envisioned was when I killed my first elk, I was going to get him pedestal mounted, right, at first. And I wanted to get the back of it like a old school map, like an old school map, and have like an X where I killed him at. Because it was a really crazy place. It was Hell's Mesa. And it was rough terrain. It was a good memory. It was a great hunt. And I wanted like an old school map on the back of it with like an X through, you know, like the pin where I killed him. And I thought it would be the coolest thing ever. I ended up not going with
That's
it.
a fantastic idea. Fantastic idea. This guy here is up from around the Rogers area by Fayetteville.
Yeah.
He killed that deer up north. I think it was northern Kansas. And he's like, man, I want a pedestal mount.
That's a great buck too, man.
You know, I'm sitting here like, okay, I can make that happen. I love putting them on whiskey barrels. There's just something about me and
That's your
whiskey.
thing, that's
And
your
yeah,
thing.
I like it.
You drink
And he's
whiskey?
like, man,
You drink whiskey?
does a
Little
fish
bit.
swim in water?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no. Okay. Yeah. And so his wife is she's a doctor, and she's like, if we're gonna put this in the house, it's got to be feminine, I guess.
It's got to fit.
Yeah.
is
It's
what
good. You
she's
know. So
saying.
she wanted a nice base. That's actually a marble top. Okay.
That's
So
a great, what do you call that?
that base alone's about $1,000 just for that base because of the marble that's on it, and it's high polished and
What a compromise, you know?
yeah.
What a compromise. Let's put a
Absolutely.
deer in the house. We want marble, a base.
Right. And so he's like, man, I want a pedestal mount. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Perfect decision, man. What do you want on the back of it? Because
That
that's
is
a
pretty.
showpiece.
That is pretty
It's cool,
nice.
man. I like
And
it.
he's throwing out all this different stuff. ideas and everything, and he sent me 3 or 4 pictures. I wish I was the type. Most time I've hunted alone. Okay, and so I haven't been able to take very many pictures of my personal kills unless they're already finished and they're on the wall.
Right.
But he was hunting with some friends, and they shot that picture. He sends me that picture, and I said, man, I will figure out something on the back. I promise you're going to love it. Mm-hmm. Well, I got a hold of a company on Etsy, and that's actually leather, laser engraved.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
So that's awesome that you even took the time to help this guy out.
Yeah, because most people
a lot of people don't even give a shit, man. Like they take your money, they want to get you out the door,
Right.
So I think it's cool that you even care enough to
offer that.
Find something for this guy. I mean, you just don't get that kind of service anymore.
They
You
just
have to
take
be
the time
passionate.
to do it.
You have to be
it's,
passionate.
It's so
about
much
it.
bullshit. It pisses me off. You go out, you pay somebody to help you as a service, and they don't care. They just want
You're
your
just a
money.
number,
And they kick you out the door. They don't try to help you. I mean, I think that's awesome that you're willing to do that for somebody that you don't know.
It's a beautiful.
It's not just about money for you. It's about your work, and I think that's special.
Bringing a 45-year-old man to tears.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
'Cause that's a buck of a lifetime for him.
Absolutely. It's the biggest thing he's ever got.
It'll be passed down through his family, and so in the same note, your work is being passed down.
Yeah.
I mean, you're building something that people are going to pass down. So you don't take it lightly.
We're the same way when it comes to customer service and an experience for somebody that's buying a boat. We want them to get in our boat and be like, man, this is the best boat ever. I can call them anytime I need help. So I mean, I think I think your concept of what you're going is pretty neat. I think it's good stuff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is sick.
Like I said, that's a whiskey barrel pedestal, double pedestal, competition work.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See.
That's all. So just as an example, if
Chocolate, you gotta kill
if
some
I
deer
had two,
first.
if I had two bucks, I haven't killed a deer.
Chocolate's like, is that for sale?
No. So if you were to put a price on that to make up somebody a piece like that, they had the $2 and they're like, hey, I want to mount it on a barrel, with some corn, whatever. What would that cost them roughly? You don't have to be an exact number, just ideally.
Probably about 3,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, to me,
You're getting a one of a kind.
you're
piece.
getting a nice piece right there.
And here's the deal with
$3,500.
those two, those are not permanent. You can
So you can change
rotate.
those out?
You can rotate and move both of those mounts however you want, and you can remove them for easy. Okay, say you wanted to
That's
move it to
crazy.
another room, or even just take it home with you. That's not all one piece.
Yeah, because that would be hard to transport.
Yes, and so to make it to where somebody can actually say, "Hey, we're gonna close in the garage, make it a game room, and I'm gonna move this from the living room into there." Well, getting it through the house, you could do it by yourself.
That's cool.
Your wife could do it for you while if she wanted to, or if it's her deer. Take the left one off, and then you take the right one off, and then you've got your barrel. And the barrel's not as heavy as you think it is. That's the heaviest piece on it's the barrel, which helps it with balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have a good
And with just
foundation.
a little bit of time, you could even find some casters and put it on casters if you want to be able to roll it around somewhere. But
To me,
That's an
3,500
awesome
is a good price.
That
man.
is good
well, that's
price.
both deer.
I
That's
would
good
have-
the
quality,
display and the barrel.
I was honestly expecting. I was actually expecting a little bit higher than that. To be honest with you, especially being two deer.
Well, we don't know what we're looking at. Man, that's all feel a lot of work right there.
Yeah, but for us, it's such quality that we
but
will
we also-
associate high price for it.
But we
You know what I'm saying?
we also know he's higher than most.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. That's a really nice mount.
Oh, it's a super nice mount for sure. I mean, we need to kill some deer like that.
Dude, for
That's our-
sure.
Let's do it.
When you find
let's go.
when you find some gems, like
The pack mounts, I love them.
I like that too. Can we do something like that with some elk?
Absolutely.
so. Here's
we have
their
three.
skull
I don't know
cap.
why you couldn't
They're
pack mount
skull capped.
anything. Pack mount a fox if you wanted to.
I don't know. It's well, we got 3 elk we need mounted. Something like that, huh?
Yeah.
I happen to know a guy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
skull mounted. Well, not they're skull capped right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be an issue for that
I mean,
style mount.
Yeah, we got the capes and everything. We just need a.
And okay, say if you didn't have the cape. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you buy capes? Like, walk me through that, because I've heard several taxidermists talk about, I can find you a cape. I can find you a cape. at being a taxidermist, how do you go about that? Where do you look and like how do you?
First thing I do is I find out where that animal's harvested, because you don't want to buy a northern Cape, for example, like an Illinois Cape or
the long hair
Pennsylvania or
versus
something.
short hair.
Yeah, and throw it on an Arkansas rack.
That's right.
Or a Texas rack.
Right.
And you don't want to put a Texas hide on an Arkansas deer,
Right,
you know,
right.
unless it's like a Northeast Texas.
So they're
or
different.
Something. Absolutely
They're different.
Yeah, they are
So
different.
find the geological aspect of it first,
Right.
Unless the customer has a preference. I mean, the customer may want it. You know, if they're going to pay for a cape,
Yeah, they might want
might
long
want
hair.
it.
get them what they're willing to pay
Yeah,
for.
that's right.
And then, so you go down the line. A lot of taxidermists will start talking to other local taxidermists, you know, calling somebody up, you know, whether they know them or not, and say, hey, man, I'm needing a cape. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, support local business. I'm all
Right,
for it.
right.
100%. But I don't. I have somebody that I can call. He's in Kentucky, and Scott can get me anything I want.
Right.
He's not only does he have a nice taxidermy shop there, but he's also a tanner. And I used to send off to tan.
I got you.
There was a place in Oklahoma I'd send my hides to, and of course I tag each one of them. They're sent off, and you know you're sending 10 to 20 at a time. They send me a customer's bag, and I'm like, this isn't the cape I sent you. So where's it at? That's hard to swallow whenever. Now don't get me wrong, it's still a cape, and I made it
Yeah.
work. But I had to call the customer and say, hey, look. So I tan all my own stuff now. Everything I do, I flesh by hand. You can have a fleshing machine, a fleshing wheel. It's a big, long, circular blade. It's kind of shaped.
And when
like
you say
this.
fleshing it,
You're getting all the membrane, all the meat, the muscle. I mean, everything off the hide.
you're taking it down to just hide.
And honestly, the thinner you can get that hide,
Easier it is to mount.
the easier it is to stretch.
Yeah, stretch.
That makes sense. Less stuff holding
Say
it.
you have an 18-inch neck, and that's at the smallest circumference, so just right behind the jaw,
Right.
around the deer. If you flesh it correctly, you can probably end up getting a 19 out of it.
Right.
You know, to make that neck a little bigger. Everybody wants that big swolled up neck,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that rut neck.
Yeah.
So if you've got one that's even bigger, I mean, you can manipulate it. And then whenever I order a form, like, so say it's a 22-inch neck. I'm not ordering a 22-inch form. I'll order a 21. And then I go in and I personally build up all the...
So you mold it. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless the customer doesn't want the look of that big swollen neck and, you know...
How do you build it up? You use clay or
I
something?
use clay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Two-part epoxy is amazing.
I got you.
But two-part epoxy...
So you going in there putting muscle mass in there, cut, make them look big and everything. Could you do that to my belly? I need some 6-packs,
Dude, hey, whoa, you need to go down
Make
before
you a
do
suit.
that. He'd be-
Make you a suit.
Dude, you'd have a
I think
muscle
silicone.
pack.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
a
a
big
silicone
pack.
suit would work better
Yeah,
than
no
Right.
kidding. But yeah, that's pretty cool that you actually go in there and you actually build the muscle mass or the muscle groups,
So I guess like other taxidermists that are just trying to run just volume through versus necessarily
That's
focus
what
on
they're doing.
quality. They're just
They're
getting
doing it for
they're
a
just
living.
getting that mold.
You know, they're as many as they can get in. If they can bring in 100+ deer a year,
So the only thing you do is taxidermist? Do you do anything else?
I do this part-time.
Oh, I got you. So this is why.
That's why you're
This is
able
why
to-
this is a competition thing for you.
If I did this full-time, I could still do it at what I'm doing. Nothing would change. But with my current full-time job, I have health insurance benefits. You know, I
got
work
you.
for a company
I got
that's
you.
union, so I have pension and annuity and everything else.
You're my kind of guy then. That's cool.
The other aspect of working for myself, the amount of money that would cost me for my insurance, 800, a little over $800 a month to buy my own personal
Yeah,
insurance.
it gets expensive.
You know, and then to say, okay, I need to put back a couple thousand a month for retirement, or I'm going to work till the day I die.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think that's what
it
makes it
weighs
special,
itself
though.
out, you
That's
know?
what makes it special about you, though, is the reason you got the passion you got for it is probably because it's not your.
I was trying to figure out a way figuring out a way how he made his living.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. It's like, but the way you're doing it, since you have a full time job, you're able to stay passionate about it and work on quality and just awesome pieces and not get burnt out on it to the extent that you would just start cutting corners. Not saying you would cut corners, but a lot of times if you're trying to get the numbers out to pay the bills, you're like, okay, we got to get these things out.
In today's time, it's hard to find an employee that puts that much quality into something. Then you got to pay them. Then you got to do enough of it to make a living. So it gets tough.
Well, and you know, the other thing, doing it full time. Okay. Before I put my hands on it, put my time into somebody's mount, I require a half down deposit. If you want to pay me full up front, please.
Yeah. Just makes
But
it
that
easier.
doesn't give me 1 penny to my pocket that buys materials.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So say I was doing a job full time and you know, I'm taking in 100, 150, 200 deer a year. You've got to get to work.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
got-
taxidermists, a lot of them are 2, some of them maybe even 3 years out before you get your mount back.
Yeah, because they're using all those deposits to pay their
Yep.
bills.
Yeah,
They're
and
bankrolling.
then they look up and they're like, you know, I've got to make an order, several thousands of dollars worth of order to get all these forms and eyes and paints and
And the deposits
materials
fund
in,
it.
and you're like, okay, so I've got to go finish a couple so somebody can come and pick it up, and hopefully they do. You know, you want your mount back fast, but you don't know their personal situation. They may have the money, they may not.
Yeah, because
To pick it up, okay, if you call them, hey, I'll have your deer next week. You know, Billy over here is like, yeah, man, I'll be there. You call me, I'll be there. Come pick it up, blah, blah. And you call Chad over here, and Chad's like, man,
I'm not good right now.
I'm not good right
maybe
now.
Maybe in a month I'll be able to come pick it up.
right.
Which
you
that's
know, or
why
can
you
I send
see-
you $100 now? You know, and so you can look at that and say, it's a great business to be into. You're working for yourself. Hopefully, you're doing what you love. But it has its faults too.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
I'm
and
sure.
so the last probably 80% of what I've taken in over the past year, people have paid up front.
Yeah. I mean,
And I love that.
I think you've
It
built
allows
a
me to have
reputation
a-
around that.
And that's what.
Yeah.
It makes it easier when you work on quality and you work
Yes.
on price. Usually, when you get out of the, you know, the quality and the price of your product, some people realize what that is and they're comfortable paying you up front because it's more like respect,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
So. You know, we see that in certain models. You have your cheaper models, and you have your more expensive models. The more expensive models, the customers are more understandable why paint rubs off. What is the, you know, what causes
What
the
causes
issue? Their mindset's different. So you could take a DBST, which is one of our models. You take one of our expensive models. When something breaks or something wears off, they know
What caused it. They understand it.
They're okay what happened because they're just a different. It's just a different
They
mindset.
understand differently.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. So you take the inexpensive model, the cheapest model, and one little thing goes wrong, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's two different kind of people, and you got those people, then you got these people, and they think different. So it's for me, if I was going to a taxidermist that works just off of quality. And you said this is my price. I'm $1,000 higher, but why are you $1,000 higher? You know, I would feel comfortable giving you that money up front. So it's a different kind of person. It's weird how it works like that, but it's weird.
The other thing, if something happens, I back my work up.
Yeah,
Okay. As long as I'm alive, willing, and able. 3 years down the road, 10 years down the road, if a mount's done correctly, it'll last a lifetime.
that's right.
I mean, especially if it's cleaned and taken care of properly.
Right.
Right.
And the cleaning process is a dry rag, wipe it down, or if you got an air, you know, or even like the little compressed airs for like keyboards. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Dust offs. Yeah.
Easiest way to clean any mount. I don't care if it's a bird or a fish or anything. A light dusting.
Yeah.
You know?
Just keep the dust off of it.
Yeah. But if you'll, if you got a problem, if you'll come back to me, call me, just like anything else. Don't bash me. Don't get on social media or anything like that. Pick up the phone or show up and say, hey, look, this is happening now.
Yeah.
I've never had it happen, but we're human. It could.
Yeah.
You know, I'll fix it.
Yeah,
I'm not
go-
going to charge you a dime.
Yeah,
You know, I don't care if I got to remount the whole thing.
yep. You're
You know?
exactly right.
Yeah,
I
because
don't care if I have to remount it 5 times.
because you put your name on it,
You
it's
darn right.
yours. You put
You
your
darn
name
right.
on it and you back it up.
And it's hard. It's hard to get that kind of business mentality nowadays. It's just so hard. Like everybody's about volume, everybody's about price, whatever. And the person gets upset because somebody's not going to fix something, but they only made $100 on the job. You might have made $600, $700, $800 on the job. So you know that. So it's your obligation to make sure that customers are 100%
Satisfied.
happy.
Yep.
And that's the difference between a business built around service or a business built around profit.
Correct.
And service is a service will give you profit because it's repeat customers.
And its service lasts a lifetime.
Repeat customers are the ones that gives you the most respect and that will always purchase your product no matter what. And companies that base their business off of just new customers all the time, they have the hardest ones to survive. It's terrible. You want to build a reputation and repeat customers. And that's what it's all about. And that's clearly, that's obviously what you're doing.
That's definitely the angle you're
Yeah,
going
you
at.
have you have these customers that hey, call you on the phone and say, I got these deer I'm going to bring to you. He never calls anybody else. For one, you answer the phone. And for two,
You took care of him every time he needs you.
yeah,
You're like-
he's going to fix it. It's a perfect, I love it. It's absolutely the way you're supposed to run a business. And, the quality and the quantity, eventually you'll figure out how to find the perfect person that believes in what you believe in that will help speed up the process and, make more money in the future.
I would love to do that. I'd love
But
to have
it's-
somebody there.
Yeah, it's
you know?
definitely something doable. Put your customers first and let the money come in eventually. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's good stuff. It's how it's
It is
supposed
good
to be
stuff.
done. I think the whole world has gotten backwards. I think social media has ruined people's way of thinking. I think it's all about what I can screw out of this person and just make it just make it every day. And I just think it's completely freaking wrong. I think it's a bullshit, and I think if people would actually, I think business owners would put people first and believe in what they doing. I think it'd be just a better world.
It would.
It'd be a better world.
It would in any aspect of it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Through and through.
I've seen some bad stuff out there, and I'm just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I have a deer at the house right now that a customer brought me, and the guy that mounted it lives 20 minutes from me. Don't know him personally. So I pick it up, and I'm going to remount it for him.
Yeah.
And what that entitles is cutting the hide off the form and removing the horns. The form I'm going to use isn't that form. It wasn't even mounted on the correct form. So after I did that, I realized this is a doe form. This
Yeah.
isn't even, he had notched it out himself. A doe form doesn't come notched on the top for the antlers to set
Let me
on.
ask you something. When you get in a situation like that, do you tell the customer what's wrong with the mount, or do you just say, I'll fix the mount?
No, he got every detail. I sent him dozens of pictures. The ears weren't even split out all the way.
Yeah.
So like the end of the ear was just, you could bend it like this, just floppy. Mm-hmm. You can use an ear liner, fill it with Bondo, any of that. I don't use an ear liner. Not unless I'm doing something high competition. I fill them with Bondo and then get them as thin as I can, because the cartilage on a deer's ear or even yours is thin, so
Super
you don't want
thin.
it super thick. But no, and so as I'm taking it apart off of the form, I'm finding pins that he had pushed into the form to hold it in place and left them there.
Yeah.
Painted over them. Some of the
It's just inexperienced taxidermists.
he's been doing it 15 years,
Yeah.
but
Just trying to run through.
it was probably one of them. He just
Well,
was
it's
in
probably
a
a
hurry.
situation.
I don't know the
It's probably a
situation.
situation where you get all these deer, you get backed up, and you look up, and you don't know when you're going to see the end of it, and it's deposit after deposit, living
It
off
could be
deposits.
It could be training.
I mean, it has
He
to
could be
be.
training somebody, and that could be the
It has to be frustrating to live off of deposits. you
So
know?
unfortunately, that customer is paying twice.
Right.
He paid for it the first time by somebody else. almost double what he paid. He's paying me to completely redo it. And I told him, I said, it's going to be $200 more than my normal price because I have to buy you a hide. I can't reuse this hide. And of course, he's okay with it. Hey, whatever it works.
Because he's tired of not getting it taken care of.
But do you have the
right.
reputation right now of people know that you fix mounts, that you do
It's getting out
competition work?
there.
It is. I mean, you don't have to completely sell yourself every time, do you?
Not usually.
Okay.
No.
Because I see in the future selling yourself all the time is really hurtful.
It can
as
be
a business.
You can be, and if you downgrade another taxidermist,
That's right.
you just shot yourself in the foot.
See, I don't have to. I don't have
And
to.
if you-
I don't have to sell myself, right? And a lot of people say that if you sell yourself, it just makes you sound arrogant and cocky,
It does.
and you lose. It actually goes backwards, you know. So you want to be careful about that for sure. But you should be building a good reputation, just based off of your quality and your work ethics.
I just started a Facebook page for Wildlife Recreations Taxidermy Studio about a month ago.
Right.
I was afraid if I put it out there too much,
Yeah.
that me doing my part-time would go to full-time real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. I'm a single man, I've got a little boy, but I mean I can go to work and come home, and then on the weekends, I mean I can get a lot done.
Right.
I can get a lot done, and it's something I love. I mean, like I said, I would do this full time, but I don't want to give up benefits and retirement. It may come to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it may.
It could very easily.
Oh, you get enough repeat customers. I
Yeah.
mean, absolutely. I mean, we kill probably 10 or 15 mountable animals among our people, and it's like, it's just finding a good person to get that business is awesome, and it's really good. But I think the most important deal is keep doing good quality work, don't sell yourself as much, because the way I am, I try not to sell myself because people don't want to be reminded of their bad decisions. Golly, who wants their face rubbed in crap, So it's like, but it's just really cool to meet you and talk to you because, quality work is hard to find nowadays.
It is. That stands behind it.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I do believe a lot of that is because you're passionate about it. And I think what makes it special is you're not doing it full time. So you're every project you get, everything, it's that project. You're not worried about the payroll that you got to fill. You're not worried about keeping the lights on with that. You're just basically just going crazy with it, doing as high quality as you can.
What I love to do, I do this with every client. You don't drop your animal off to me and then, 2 or 3 months, 6 months later, sometimes not even 8, get it back from me. You're going to see every step per step that I take on your animal before you get it back.
Yeah.
And if you don't want that, that's fine. I'll still do that. And then once you get it, hey man, I'm going to blow your phone up. You're fixing to get like 40 or 50 pictures.
Right. That's good though.
That is good.
And
People
so
like
you
that.
see
People do like
every
that.
single step. And that's for me.
Has anybody ever caught something that maybe they didn't like? And they're like while you're sending them step by step, did they ever say, whoa, why is his ears like that? Are they
Why
going
is,
to like
that
this?
deer's ear split 3 times? Well, it's typically from a barbed wire fence or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they ever caught anything and had you change it that they would have not been happy with in the final, product?
My boss on my full-time job he's got a farm up in Missouri. He goes up there and hunts, and so he capes it all out, brings it to me, and he's like, "Hey, do this for me. This is sentimental to me."
It's a don't come to work, get this done.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those little.
And so
That's what the
once
bosses. That's what the bosses say.
Y'all, hey, don't worry about coming in. You just get that mountain done.
Could you get this done in about a week, please?
right. He
Get special attention.
he gets a text message from me, and the deer's chin has got a cut on it about this long, and he's like, "What'd you do to it? And I said, "I guess it's from dragging it something." He had no idea it was even there.
Yeah.
And I said, "But when I get done with it, you'll never see it. You will never see it. But I'm telling you this now, just in case you do see it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
in case you do see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's I seen a post the other day. This guy shot a pretty nice buck. I wish I'd have been able to be the one to get a hold of it. So it was going to be a European mount, which is just the skull and the horns.
Yep.
And the taxidermist caped it out, and the deer had a third eye underneath the skin in the middle of its muzzle. So like down here, and it's
Really?
a third eye.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so like it had the eye socket in the bone, the eye and everything, but it was underneath the skin. So as he pulls the skin down,
That freaked me out.
What? That's crazy.
I'll
third
pull it up
eye?
and send it to you. I'll pull it up
A
and send
third
it to
eye.
you.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
No,
They
it was
had,
an eye.
I don't know if it was even in Arkansas or if it was another state, but it was harvested here the past couple weeks. And
Wow.
so had Game and Fish look at it,
I
and
wonder
everybody
what-
was trying to
I've
figure
seen
out.
I've
I
seen
wonder what
animals and
caused
stuff,
that.
the extra legs and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But never
or,
an eye.
or some type of pie ball or something, something
Yeah.
some kind of irregularity, but
3 balls
crazy.
or something like that.
See, that's one of those situations where since it was under the hide, a European mount is the coolest thing you can do for that deer,
absolutely.
without a doubt.
Because if he'd have done a normal mount
Nobody would have ever known, probably.
or a shoulder mount, you'd never see that. But
Yeah.
as a European mount, and it was as a price thing as far as most people that want to do a European mount,
And he just
it's a price thing. You're
I
not
like
wanting-
well
European
for
mount.
me,
I do,
European
too.
mounts, it ain't necessarily a price thing. It's like this was a good buck. All right,
It ain't all that good.
I don't think he's good enough to put on the wall necessarily, like full shoulder mount. But he's a good buck.
but you don't want him on the side of the barn.
Yeah.
Right. In a
Right.
closet.
I like European mount because it's smaller head. But,
Yeah.
and it makes my
Put
horns
a
look
lot
big.
more on the wall.
Yeah, it makes
I think they
It
look
makes my
good.
horns look big.
adds a few inches. You know.
Well, here's something cool with the European mounts too that I like. It don't have to be just a skull. You can hydro dip that skull. You can paint
Yeah.
it. I started following a beautiful young lady that does this on Facebook, and she's very, very talented. I don't know which state she's in, but she does of all different types of skulls. But she puts one by one individually, puts beads on them.
I've seen that.
I know what you're talking, but dazzles them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, like I'm old school, I want it to look like a deer.
Yeah.
Right,
And these
right.
do not. I mean, it's the skull and the horns or even
But
an elk.
it's
Don't
not.
tell me it's growing on you.
It is.
Oh God.
Like I'm not going to do it. I would recommend somebody, contact her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll give her the credit. She's amazing at what she's doing. I've looked at several things. I follow her on her Facebook page. She's got tons of followers, and that's, as far as I know, that's all she does. But what she's putting out there is different, and people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
'cause everybody's
and
different.
she's good at it. And I can, okay, for example, a normal taxidermist that's just putting out mounts, 6 to 8 hours is about the time they have in a mount. I would guess 6 to 8 hours of hands-on time. That's not
Right.
counting drying stages
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
and that. I've got about 18 hands-on hours per just whitetail. There's no telling how many hours she has in doing one of
Oh,
those
and just putting
European.
those- yeah.
If you since you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
look on her
Have you
videos.
ever priced one? See where she's at on prices?
I'm scared, dude.
I know it.
Definitely scared.
There's no
dude.
telling,
I know
'cause-
what I charge,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. You're getting quality.
Yeah.
She's got some quality with what she does because it's different too. I'm assuming it's probably pretty pricey.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
It looks like it would be.
If it was like if I had a significant other and they wanted something like that, I wouldn't be scared at all to spend a price on it though.
Well, you
Yeah.
buy anything from your wife and your kids.
Oh yeah,
You know? I mean,
without a doubt.
nothing is out of reach for that.
No.
So what's your
No.
what's your favorite mount style? What style do you like the best?
I don't do birds and I don't do fish anymore. I like something with a hide.
Right.
I specialize in whitetails, but I helped do at one point. It's not anymore. It's been broken, but I helped do the state record alligator. So I've done
That's cool.
some crazy things.
That is pretty cool.
Um,
So does that involve a lot of painting? The alligator is that what that is?
Yeah.
That's
a
just-
lot of 2-part epoxy, a lot of painting.
Yeah.
I've helped do an elephant. A African
That's
elephant.
crazy. What was it? Just a head mount, or was it?
Shoulder mount, actually.
Shoulder?
Yeah. So like the front shoulders, like right behind its ears forward.
That's cool.
I've African lions and things like that, and but whitetails to me is just where it's at. I mean, I feel like I could do it in my sleep with my eyes closed. I mean, you name it. You know that old saying.
I mean, that's what you love to hunt.
I love to hunt.
Yeah, you love.
whitetails.
Yeah, you know, that's your thing.
And that probably helps you
Absolutely.
too with like mounting as well. Do you think you could, like, do you think it'd be possible for taxidermists to do really good work and not hunt? Like, do you think that'd be, because you know when you're hunting, you see
You
these
could,
deer.
but I don't see why. That would
Yeah.
be like somebody that does paint and body work, or there's a technician, but they ride a bicycle to work. They won't drive a car, or ride a car.
Yeah.
or drive a car. I've sent some pictures in.
Be like us not liking
Like,
boats.
just
Yeah,
seeing
for
deer in the like seeing deer in the wild, like just the way they move and the way they hold themselves up.
Like,
Does
I
that
wish our
help
game
you?
and fish would take. It does. I wish our game and fish would take this back. You know, used to you could have a pet deer in Arkansas.
Yes.
If they could regulate that a little bit and allow it to happen again. And of course, a lot of it is with diseases and things, and I get this.
Yeah.
But if a taxidermist had a pet deer,
It'd be
work.
awesome.
you know, and it's literally a pet, no different than a dog. They're tame. Because I've had a few. I mean, it's been years ago. You get hands on with that animal like that, you can't hardly beat that.
Absolutely.
You're
You get to
getting to
see every little
see
detail.
every little detailed reference. But no, I sent in a picture to y'all of, it's just an eyeball. All right, so look at the picture here on the screen. This is the right eye of a deer that I just put together. It's not been painted or anything. Look at the detail work in that. You can see my reflection in that deer's eye taking the picture. But
Yeah, it is.
So how do you do that? Do you just polish it, or what do you do?
no, I mean, it's glass eye.
Okay.
It's a glass eyeball.
Okay.
And so, but getting the shape of that deer's eye and all of its eyelashes, it's
basically where the skin kind of wrinkles up right there, right above his eyelashes.
there shouldn't be a gap anywhere where that hide or that lining of that deer's eye is touching that glass eyeball. There should be no gaps. It needs to be shaped correctly. So in other words, if you'll look and think about this, if that eyelid was to blink and close, it needs to go down perfectly. The angle of the deer's eyelashes need to be almost at a 45
I got you.
coming down. And me personally, a lot of people don't, when they look at a deer on the wall, they're looking at the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically.
That makes sense.
I look at the eyes.
Yeah.
And they need to match, obviously.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised if you'll look at a deer straight on, a mounted deer straight on, look at the right one, look at the left one, the ones that don't match that people have mounted, it blows your mind.
Oh my God.
And most
I'm gonna go
deer
home
don't.
I know.
match
Now
that.
that we know that, we're gonna be like looking at every single set.
Every
of
one of
eyes.
them. Most deer that are on the wall are up, 8 foot,
Right.
or higher on the wall, and
Yeah.
you don't ever get up close to them.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
And their conversation pieces and their memories and this and that. But if you're going to pay to have that memory, you want it to look as realistic as possible.
Yeah,
and
I mean, you're
I
gonna
know
pass it
y'all
down.
I know y'all are untrained eyes at what you're
Yeah.
looking at, but you can't tell me that doesn't look like a real deer sitting there alive breathing.
Yeah, I mean, you
Right,
wouldn't know.
right,
Looking
right.
at that, you wouldn't know.
And that's
No.
your goal, right? To
Every
make
time.
that thing look like it's
So when
real.
you said put together, not painted, whatnot. When you say put together, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean it's like glued? Like
It has a
it's
glue, a
setting up?
compound back behind it that is holding it. So when the eye is set on a styrofoam form,
Right.
it can be set many different ways, but that eye has a pupil in it, and you can see it when you're up close to one.
Yeah.
There's a pupil in it. That pupil has to be set and rotated at the right degree as well. And then I use a clay and adhese it to the form with clay, and then I form the shape of that eye that you were looking at with a 2-part epoxy.
Right.
And then
So
whenever-
when you put the I guess that you put the hide on there and you're like shaping the eyes and everything, is there like a time frame where you got to get it set up before it starts?
no.
So
No.
you're able to just
I'll even come back in sometimes hours later, 6-8 hours later, and
and you can still adjust it.
make adjustments.
Yeah.
Yeah, make adjustments.
So
okay.
how long does it take for something like that to cure to be set?
A week.
A week?
But this is what I like about it, though. As long as it's not completely cured, been over a week or two or whatever, and say I go in to try to make an adjustment 3 days into it.
Right.
And, okay, hey, it's hard. It ain't going to move. I get a little squirt bottle with some water because I have already tanned this hide. You know, if leather's hard, if you get it wet, you know how all of a sudden it gets flexible again?
Yeah.
So I'll sit there and spray it down with water just around the eye, and sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
You know, and so you look up and say it tried to dry too quick, and so it shrank a little bit.
Yeah,
it pulled
it pulled
from the
yeah.
the skin pulled just a little bit from that eye, and it's not perfect. And if it ain't perfect, it ain't leaving my hands. So I'll add some water to it. I'll reshape that eye again. Pull the skin out away from the eyeball. Put some glue in there, you know, from my form glue, and reset it again.
Put it back to where it goes.
You know,
I got you.
It happens. I don't like to put a pin or anything in that eye, but if you had to, you could put little bitty pins, like a needle, in it to kind of hold it in place.
Keep
and
it there from pulling with when
Absolutely.
it dries.
There's so many different techniques, and none of them are wrong or right. It's all on a
different way of doing it.
Just a different way to do it. You can even use fans if you need to, you know, to help control and humidity's
right.
a thing you want, you know, in the environment or the shop or whatever that you're working in. You want to keep a lot of things low humidity and stuff. And a lot of people don't know this. They get a mount, say they've got a small place or a big place, and they're wanting to, hey, let's put it over here by the fireplace. You know, keep it away from the darn fireplace.
Oh yeah, is it so the heat?
That dry heat dries that mount out, and you may not see it being up on the wall. You know, say you got a big cabin or something,
right?
And there's a big elk up there on the wall or whatever. But one day somebody's going to go up there and want to dust it or move it or this and that, and what this thing looks like crud. That's all cracked out, and it ain't got any paint around it hardly. You know, and
it's that heat.
Keep them away from fireplaces and things like that. Some taxidermists either don't know or haven't told the customer, you know, hey, don't put this around a fireplace. You know, it can ruin a mount. A mount needs to last a lifetime.
So what is that right there?
Okay, so
what is that? What are we looking at here?
I'd mentioned earlier I hand flesh everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the inside of a deer's nose. Obviously, the hide's turned inside out.
So it's the inside of a deer's nose.
Yes. So if you look on the left and right,
I see nostrils.
Nostrils. Okay. That right side, that's me fleshing meat off to one side, and
wow,
that's the inside of the nose pad on a deer. And the bottom piece, there's a little line right there, right before you get to where my hand is. That's the lips. So the lips have to be turned inside out. The ears have to be turned inside out. The eyes have to be turned inside out. So that's the eyes.
Eyeballs?
Like the eye?
Yeah, no, the eyeballs obviously stay with it. And stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the eye skin, you want to flesh that out to where the way the membrane is around a deer's eye. And once you're doing it, it's turning it inside out. Or you've got a flap of skin steel.
How much time does it take to flesh one out like that? To get everything turned inside out, like the nose, the eyelids, the ears?
It's weird because every deer is different. You would think doing thousands that, you know, it would just be...
What makes it different? Just the skin?
Just the layer of
the
fat?
The thickness of it. I've had some of them I can flesh out and split out the ears and the lips and everything in 30 minutes. And I've had some of them that I'll sit there for 2 hours, fleshing that down to nothing. Everyone's different.
I wonder if it's like a regional thing too, because like you go up north where it gets a lot colder.
I
bet they're thicker.
They're thicker, long-haired. Hogs and bears obviously have some really thick hides. They're real greasy and fatty.
So that right there, I would just looking at that based on what you just said and getting them down thin. Is that like a test? Do you put a light under to test
every single
how thick
one of them?
is?
I put a light on it.
Okay, just to test it.
And what does that do?
So what I've done is I've just taken a little cheap Walmart flashlight, set it on a prep table, put the hide down on top of it.
Right.
And if I can't shine a light through it like that,
it's not thin enough.
It's not thin enough.
I got you.
Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of times you can tell by feel.
Yeah.
But thickness, you see, you've gone clothes shopping and you find that shirt and you're like, oh yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah.
You put a light on it like that,
You can really tell.
you can really tell. And then you can also see, okay, well, I need to go, a little more, or hey, I've gone too much.
How do you go too
Does that
much?
happen?
Okay, so all those little round circles there are the follicles that hold all the like the whiskers, the main hairs
Yeah.
and stuff on
Yeah.
the
Oh,
deer's
wow.
nose. And so if you go too deep, you'll cut them off. That hair has nothing to hold on to
So
the
they'll
hide
fall
anymore.
through.
Yeah, and then you look up,
Oh.
your deer won't have any more whiskers.
Oh,
you know.
wow.
And what I like about, if you want your deer to have some realistic look to where maybe it's got a little moisture on its whiskers, I can use some Mod Podge. It's crafting stuff. Use some Mod Podge, a little drop here and there. I can put them on the whiskers. Makes it look wet.
Yeah.
But
That's cool though.
yeah, just fleshing it down to where it's as thin as possible. Now, that piece on the right you saw that's its ear. Its ear's turned out.
Oh yeah, I see it. You talking
Yeah.
about just to the right of the flashlight?
Yeah, just to the right of the flashlight, kind of pointed down to the right side of the screen.
Ears turned out.
The ears are just turned inside out like your socks. So whenever I say turned out, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just turning it inside out.
That's crazy.
You have a lot of patience, don't you?
That's a very articulate.
I never have my entire life, even when doing this 20 years ago. But I've got a little boy. He'll be 9 on Halloween this year. That young man made me have some patience.
Oh, I bet.
Absolutely.
It does help. It does help. All right, let's talk about my bull in there that I just showed you. So basically, he was broke up. He's missing his, I believe, his left whale tail at the end of it. He broke it off fighting, and there was a tine on his right side that was also had to get put back on. And when we got it back from transport, we didn't realize it because it's wrapped up, But a couple days later, we realized when we took the wraps off that it cracked out, chipped off, and this is kind of the situation we're left with. So for you to go in and fix this set of antlers right here, what would you do? What would you address?
Okay, so to correct these antlers, and first of all, whoever tried to correct them, give him props. He's tried. I've done enough of it. The whale tail that he used on using a natural bone, which is fine.
Right.
It's best to try to do that. He didn't have to. He should have found something a little more symmetrical to the other side, something
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
That one there is a little too small. So if you'd like me to fix this one for you, I will. I would actually just remove that. I don't want to leave it on there because I don't know how he has it adhesed to it.
Right.
But the best way to do it is drill some holes, lined up holes. So I would take that piece off, clean it up, get every bit of whether he's used Bondo or epoxy or whatever he's used,
Right.
get it all off back down to raw bone. And then get some fingernail polish, a colored fingernail polish. And on one of the ends of the horns, I'd put 3 little dabs.
Yeah.
And then find out where it's got to be lined up and connect them. So make an exact dot on the other end of the main beam. That's where I know I need to make a hole at. So take a small drill bit, drill it in to the base of the horn, put a metal rod in there, and then Bondo it and glue it all back together. Line it up, and if you'll see, it's got a swoop there at the top. Where they start to connect. You're not going to get rid of that swoop, so you got to add to it.
Right. You're talking about instead of just putting it together and smoothing it off, you'd almost have to just
Because that's what makes it look funny.
continue from the
Yeah, that's what it was.
the bigger side, just continue it straight out to where it wasn't.
It needs a good 1/4 inch of a 2-part epoxy added in there.
You're just going to
take
add
that
mass
swoop
to
out.
that one spot.
Yeah. If you look at the bottom and that bottom arch that goes up and around it, that's
It's
pretty
not
clean.
bad.
No,
It's not
that's
bad
pretty
at all.
clean. Pretty clean. But the top piece is really what's throwing everybody off when you look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of where it's at in the room hanging up. So
That's noticeable from a distance because of just the line change,
exactly. So go from the right side and just follow it. I think you'd agree with me. There's a good 1/4 inch that needs to be added to that.
Probably.
For sure.
Yeah,
At
probably.
least.
Sure, yeah.
And it doesn't need to go just an inch or two on that. It needs to go a ways. So that second to last point there, it needs to go up into it a ways, which would make the girth of it thicker. But and it needs to be done like that all the way around.
Yeah, it does.
Not just on that spot. You've got to completely float it all the way around the base of that beam there, and get back and look at it from 10 feet. Look, in every different angle. Once you've built that up, then you've got to match color.
Yeah.
Whether it's a stain, and a lot of times you can use just an oak stain.
Really?
An oak stain from Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot. Golden oak is a good one, classic. Just a good color stain. Or if you are handy with an airbrush, and most taxidermists need to be because you're airbrushing all kinds of things, you can airbrush color into it.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then be a kid again. Get you out some different colored paints.
Just paint it.
Your different browns.
Yeah.
And brush it and get you, spend time with it.
Yeah, it would take time that way for sure.
I've done it enough to where I've got it down to an
an
art.
outside angle where you look at the color, where the color changes. Yep, right there. Like you can clearly see that there's a color difference here.
Yeah.
Like there's a loss of detail too when you get to the that center line. And luckily though, if it wasn't chipped off and it wasn't as noticeable for this situation where we're gonna put it, you wouldn't notice. If it was just slightly less noticeable, where it's going in the house is going real tall, real high up on the wall. And I mean, what do you think, Dad? It's going to be 16 foot up?
15, 16 foot up, yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be way up there. You wouldn't even probably notice it.
I would like to see what you can do with this deer since we have this elk. Since we have this elk here, we just took pictures of it. I'd like to do another podcast after we get the elk
After
back.
we get it back.
Absolutely.
That'd be
I'd love
'cause
that.
We definitely have something that's really jacked up, and this is a perfect situation where somebody would kill an elk of a lifetime, which B. Scott did, and it's disappointing to get that back like that.
And it would be cool too if, like, as you're doing it step by step, you took a little video just talking about it.
Yeah,
that
we can
way
do
we
that.
could bring
Then
back in here.
We'll bring it back in. We'll showcase it. You bring the elk back. We showcase it. We'll film it, and then you can explain to the viewers how you fix this elk.
Right.
Well, and another thing, I wouldn't just fix the horn.
Yeah.
I didn't mount it, but even had I mounted that, I mean, you can nitpick anybody else's
That's
work.
right. That's right.
I nitpick my own too.
That's right. That's what makes you
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go in and clean it first.
Yeah.
Properly do a cleaning on the mount. It needs it. There's dust and there might, hopefully not, but there may be a bug or two somewhere crawling around on it. Just completely clean it.
Right.
And then if there's anything that needs to be touched up, go in, touch it up, clean it up, repaint it if it needs it in certain spots. Spend a little extra time instead of saying, okay, here, I just fixed your horn.
Yeah. Could you do a documentary or a video of what you think is wrong with that mount and film it as you do it?
Like everything.
Like
you do
really
to it.
get
Yeah.
nitpicky with it.
I mean, do what you want to do, something that we can educate people.
Yeah, just
absolutely.
to show.
Because
Just to show.
you have a gift of what you see. I mean, how you do things. I think our viewers would love to see, how
what you can take, like if
Yeah.
somebody just like me was in this situation, what you would offer them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That way they, because then you seeing it step by step like that, you
Yeah,
feel
it's-
confident in being like, okay, you're the man to fix it.
Yeah.
You're the man I need.
Because
You know what
B.
I mean?
Scott's not the only one out there that's
Has that.
had a moment where it's, he wants something to remember.
Oh yeah, like right now that elk should be on the wall. We've had it here for a year.
We're going to
Yeah.
have it on the wall
it
soon.
should be on the wall, but it's still here, and it's because I don't want to take it from here because I know I got to take it somewhere eventually.
Yeah.
So,
But we never really had the right person either.
no, but
So,
I think we've met the right person.
I do too.
Yeah.
And
Thank
I think
you.
it'd be a
Appreciate
good
that.
opportunity to see what you do with it.
I have a rack at home, okay, that was my very first bow kill. It was on a cull buck. So 4 on one side, 11 on the other. And it was just literally like
What?
and it's still small. I mean, it's not like a huge rack.
But 11 on one side, and
11
4
on
the
one
other.
side, 4 on the other. It'd just been probably say maybe a 9 point.
Yeah.
Had something not occurred in this deer. He probably was wounded at some point.
Yeah, and just grew some more stuff.
I shot him with and this has been 12 years ago or so.
Yeah.
Shot him with a bow. I didn't find him for 3 days. He went off down in a ravine in a holler and could not find this deer. jumped him, couldn't find him again, jumped him. Anyways, so for 3 days later, I found him, and of course, coyotes had already got a hold of him, buzzards and everything else. But so out in the middle of the woods, I mean, you're not going to get a deer that's been there for 3 days and it's already been half eaten on and everything. So I did what I thought was ethical and just cut its head off. And okay, well, I've got my horns. So it's not what I'm hunting. I'm out here to eat, but I'm going to take the horns back.
Taking what you at least got.
And at least I know he's dead.
Yeah.
You know? So I felt like I checked all the boxes. Some point over the years of me just kind of having the rack laying around, he had a drop tine that was on that crazy cold side. I mean, literally, the points are just like this. And it broke. You can't tell it now at all because of the way I fixed it.
So you made like an artificial point, or
I used that same point that broke, but I went in and
gotcha.
Like I'm going to do with yours, and really just spent my time on it. But I'm going to spend as much time on yours like if it was mine. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And everything that I touch, you know, it's got my name on it. Mm-hmm. And it's not even just that. That person has some sentimental value, or they wouldn't be calling you.
It's a perfect time to market yourself, because like when you do something for a customer and you make it look like it wasn't broke, that customer's going to tell that person who did it.
Every
time.
They tell that to.
Every time. That's what people don't realize. That if you do a bad job or you do a really good job, that person's going to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's cool about taxidermy is like everything you send out is an example of your work. You know what I mean? So it's like every piece that you do and you put in somebody's house that they have buddies that shoot big deer in the future. It's an example of what you can do.
Yep. It doesn't matter if you're building houses. It don't matter if you're building fences. It don't matter what it is. You do a good job and people's going to know. And so you know, how can customers find you on the internet, or how they contact you?
Like what socials are you on and that kind of ordeal?
I'm on Instagram. Okay. I'm on Facebook. On Facebook, it's Wildlife Recreations. Mm-hmm. There's a hyphen there, so it's RE.
Website?
No.
Okay.
I
so all
plan
your
on
work,
it. So Wildlife
all
Recreation.
your work is basically based off of word of mouth.
Word of mouth and
see, that's the best business plan.
It is. It's great.
The safest one.
It is. And like I said, and being part time, it keeps me from just being
fully consumed with it.
Being at work, doing my full time job. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, my boss is comfortable with me grabbing the phone as long as I'm continuous working. And I'll send a text like, "Hey, can't talk right now," something like that. It's respectful.
Yeah.
Right.
But
it also allows you to name your price too, because you're that kind of guy that's going to do the best work. Once you go on the website, you get all these tire kickers, and you open yourself up for people to say, "Hey, this guy's too expensive. This guy, whatever, blah 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 blah." But if you keep it private like that and build your customer base, it's the best.
It is.
It's the best.
I had a gentleman message me on my not my personal but my taxidermy business messenger on Facebook the other day, and very first thing he said was, "How much does it cost for a whitetail shoulder mount?" Well, to me, some people will say, "Well, if you got to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it."
Right.
That's not true. Somebody just wants to know what it costs, man.
Right.
Yeah, just a number.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's the world we live in now. But anyways, so I didn't hesitate, and I threw it out there. Mm-hmm. And anyways, and he says, so I seen one of your flyers, and then I happened to find you on Facebook, and I said, "Man, I give 10% off to any military or first responder." Mm-hmm. And he said, "I am." I said, "Okay, well, there's 10% off instantly." Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm probably going to change something up too. If some people may lie about it, that's no big deal. But if it's, I don't care if you're 5 years old or if you're 50, man or a woman, if it's your first kill, it's 10% off too.
Yeah.
So why not?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, that's another aspect that makes,
a little bit goes a long ways.
Helps people.
Absolutely.
I like that.
I need the help. Yeah, bring it to me and I'll help you. If you got to make payments, you got to make payments. I get it. You know, nothing's nothing's cheap.
Well,
I mean, $100
yeah.
does not go where it used to.
No, not at
not at
all.
all.
It's
Take
only
a-
getting worse.
Take
dude.
$100
It's
at
only getting worse.
Walmart and see what you come out with. Toilet
Nothing.
paper and Q-tips.
I don't notice it as bad until we get to like deer season when I'm buying like batteries, AA batteries and stuff.
It's ridiculous.
Because every time I go to Walmart, I gotta buy a couple
$20
sets of
for some AA batteries.
batteries. So it don't matter what I'm grabbing. I come out with just carrying 2 bags and I spend $120. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no kidding. So for customers trying to get a hold of you, will you share your phone number?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what is your phone number?
It's area code 501, Central Arkansas. So 501-339-1698.
Okay,
So
great.
339-1698.
Awesome,
Wildlife
awesome.
Recreations Taxidermy Studio.
Awesome. And you expect you basically you answer questions through your messenger.
I can do messenger, phone number, text, call me. If you want to FaceTime me, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm an open book. I'm upfront. I'm honest. So if you've got a question, hit me with it.
And if you got a particular mount that you guys are like haven't seen be done, you seem like the guy that can probably bring that to life.
That, and if you've got an idea, I'm game for constantly learning and growing.
Right.
Tell me about it. Let's try to do this together. Let's make yours different than everybody else's, even though some people, hey, it's just a deer mount.
Yeah.
So what I really like to do too is I might even order mainly on my own stuff because it would be a little pricey, but I order from a couple different suppliers and then start cutting forms up. Mm-hmm. People like cutting forms up. Cut them forms up, make my own form, different position, have the deer's head, completely turned around like an owl, like it's looking behind him. Just stuff that you can't order.
Right.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, because
You know?
there's standard mounts, like people just go, all right, I want this form, this form, this form, or this form. They give you options. Like a lot of taxidermists just give you options.
Right.
And like you can't get an exact maybe what you're trying to get.
My goal is in 3 years to have my place set up to where when you come in, you don't have to look at a catalog. You can pick it off the wall
Right.
It'd be cool.
like you just walked into a miniature Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's easy to. It's good. It's good for the person that does not know or they're indecisive. Mm-hmm. Because we call, we're like, all right, what would look cool? And then we look on the internet, and we see different mounts. We don't. Not only do we not know what that mount's called, we're trying to reference off photos off Google.
Yeah,
so it's like
it's a
it's a communication issue.
a
but
5900 series, this and that, da da da. And
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
like-
taxidermists will speak that lingo and just you
yeah.
don't know.
No, I
No,
need.
you
To,
don't
I
know.
need to see something and be like, yes,
Need a
I
dang
like that.
brochure or something. I know.
I can see Tim dropping something off, be like, surprise me.
Yeah, I mean that's
He would do that.
And truthfully, it happens all the time. And if I'm going to surprise you,
Yeah.
I'm going to surprise you with some type of pedestal mount, and it don't have to be a pedestal that you have on the floor.
So you like pedestal mounts?
I love it.
You like them more than shoulder mounts?
Yeah. So a pedestal mount can also be a pedestal wall mount,
Yes, that's what's cool about it.
and
what's
so
an
it,
example of that? I mean, I ain't
there, we
never
have a picture of one that I've sent in, and it's a pedestal mount that's a pedestal wall mount, and we'll see if we can find this up here. That's a pedestal wall mount as well, but it's on a pedestal. So that deer could actually be just like that, minus the pedestal, but on the wall.
Yes.
And you need a little bit more back to it. So when you cape that deer out, do not cut it short.
That was one you just passed. I seen it when you was going through.
Yeah, that one, actually, there's that one finished. That one's actually just after it's put together. It's not dried, not done anything.
Go, keep going,
But
Daniel.
that same deer at the customer's house, let's see here.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh,
That was one.
that was one. Go
That's-
back one. Yep.
right there.
Okay, yeah.
Right there.
So that's a pedestal wall mount.
Yeah.
But you see how much cape you got to have?
Yes, you
So-
gotta have a lot more.
Yeah.
If you're worried about it, bring me the whole hide.
Yeah.
Or start mid-belly. Matter of fact, I'd rather you start just mid-belly
Yeah.
and give me 4 or 5 inches on both front legs.
Yes. Okay.
If you've cut it, that's fine. I can sew it. Don't cut it out of it. I
It's
can't
almost
sew
like-
up where you a softball size hole that's cut out of a deer.
So the best thing when somebody capes at a deer, I think this is a good topic for our viewers. So when you cape out a deer, you basically got to turn that deer inside out from right past his shoulders.
And if you're speaking,
And you got to get the legs out of the front
Yes.
legs out of it, which is
Yes.
the hardest. But can they just cut all the way around the deer, like at their belly?
Bend belly, yeah.
Okay, then start.
And then just start pulling it towards the front, and then do the
Oh,
front
it-
legs.
Yeah, and then pull the legs out.
Pull the legs out.
about how high off the knee do you need the front legs?
I go mid leg.
Mid leg?
Just
I
in
got you.
case, because
Yeah,
you may
just more the
you may
better.
have in your mind, okay, I'm gonna get this deer mounted. I'm gonna call Joseph. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Da da da. But then it's come down to it. Say you've already given me your deposit. You've changed your mind. You
Yeah.
found something online, or a buddy that has, or
more
you've
the
seen
merrier.
you seen a TikTok or a reel or whatever, and you're wanting something different now. But you didn't do that when you caped it out. Not me, but when you caped it out, or had a friend do it because you didn't know how. Because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised those that hunt and can't even, can't skin a deer.
Right.
It's fine. You're still out there doing what you love.
A lot of people don't like doing the nasty work.
No,
Yeah, I
and
know.
it is nasty. I'm sorry, but
It
yeah.
is.
See,
But
No, that's a typical. That's what you would consider a pedestal.
that's a
mount.
pedestal. But a pedestal wall mount could even be very just like that, but it's on the wall. So
Right.
there's a little plaque
Which I
on the
like
back.
that. I think it's
looks
it's
good.
different than a shoulder mount. It adds like a little bit more depth to it. I think like you see the
I would have
the
to see
shoulder
something
and-
like that on my wall because I'm more old school.
Get
You
you
know.
a good one this year, and we'll do you one.
Yeah, I would have to see it on the wall. We have a lot of wall space, but we don't have a lot of floor space in our house.
Yeah, but on the wall, I'm telling you, those pedestal mounts on the wall look good.
Like with the base and everything like that?
No, you don't put the base on
Okay,
the wall.
yeah,
You just
yeah.
put that deer on the
No,
wall.
no, that looks good, yeah.
Because it adds just
I
a
got-
little
I
bit of
get
body to it.
I thought we was putting the whole
A
thing.
better angle, I feel like.
That
I
deer's
don't
in
know
Hot
that.
Springs. So
That's pretty mount too. Goodness
But-
gracious.
there's
Oh, I like the corner wall mount.
Yep,
That's
the corner
cool.
one.
The corner mount's cool.
Is that one of that deer's sheds right there? Or is that just another shed?
I don't know what he or she did with that one. I think it's just kind of a display. All I did was the shoulder mount, and
Barbed
then
wire and-
they send me a couple
I ain't
months
never
later.
seen, I ain't never seen a corner wall mount. That's pretty
That's
neat.
where they put most pedestal mounts at. I would say.
yeah.
Like the whiskey barrel you were talking about earlier would go great right there.
I've
Because
got
of wood.
a customer that's doing who's out of Greenbrier, Chad Coney, and I'm going to end up doing him and his wife's both on a whiskey barrel, I believe.
Oh, wow.
We've talked about it back and forth and he's changed his mind, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you change your mind,
You want to have more.
you
height
want to
and
have
not
more
enough.
cape. So
I really like that corner mount.
if you don't, then you're not going to have your cape. You're going to end up paying for a cape. I'm not going to provide one for you. I can't eat that. I can't eat a couple $100 to get you a cape. If I mess up the cape, of course I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
Right.
But every time you change a cape, all deer are different, just like me and you. Okay, we're completely different. We don't wear the same size shirt probably, and if we do, yours may fit you different. Okay, well that deer's antler base, its eye distance from its antlers to its eyes, and from its eyes to its nose, are all just slightly off. Okay,
Which makes perfect sense.
and
to
so
me.
you say you get a new cape and you're putting it on, it's not going to be perfect. You have to
That's
adjust
a
it.
wicked mount there. Holy crap!
Yep, that one's actually a Texas deer, and it's done in Texas. But
But you can tell that the cape on that deer right there.
that's a Texas deer. I mean,
That's
yeah,
a
look,
Texas deer.
real thin, real thin, short haired. That's a high fence deer. But
That's a hell of a deer.
yeah,
Let's just say.
I'd
Goodness gracious.
I'd love to have something with a 18-inch G2.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Like to be honest with you, I gotta like squat down to even see the top of its tines.
Yeah,
That's
Goodness
crazy.
gracious. Well, man, I think this was great. I think that we talked about a lot of good stuff. I'm really excited to see what you do with the elk.
Yeah, I think we should get the elk fixed and have another podcast because that'd be a prime example of what you're good at.
Yes, it would show. It would be a perfect showcase of it.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Definitely.
I didn't
Thanks for
speak
coming.
of this, but I will. So it aired January 5th, I think was our first air date, 2012. Had a TV show on Animal Planet. called American Stuffers about taxidermy.
Really?
I'd love to get in to do something like that again.
Yeah. That'd
be cool.
I may go full time if I do that,
Right.
instead of having to juggle what I love and what I need for my future.
Right.
But I would love to get back in and have another TV show at some point. But you guys keep it up here. You're great. I've watched you for a while, and thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's
man.
it's absolutely blast. I mean,
We
we
enjoy
learned
it.
a lot.
We enjoy meeting new people, and especially people with gifts like you.
Yeah,
You know, it's
I mean, I
special.
would say it's you're not your normal everyday taxidermy.
Right.
You're doing it a little bit different.
And that's I mean, people are tired of the norm.
Here's what really sets me off from everybody that I know that does taxidermy here in the state of Arkansas. It's not just ordering a form. It's not just getting some glue, and it's not just mounting it. I even do a septum nose. So I cut the nose off that and put a fake nose on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can shine a flashlight whenever you get your deer back from me. You can shine a flashlight in its nostril, see all the veins, everything. You can see what they call the septum in that deer's nose. It's $150, but that comes with it.
Yeah.
So whenever I charge you for a shoulder mount, you're getting that with it. Call around. If you've got a friend or a buddy or a taxidermist you used a few years ago, call them and ask them if they're putting a septum in their nose. They're going to tell you no.
So you're just
I do it with every single one of them.
paying attention to detail.
I'm talking
Just
about
that
just
details.
falling
You are
out on
getting
the detail.
everything you can.
As realistic
Yeah.
as it sitting there, other than having a heartbeat on your wall.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it 100%. I get
So,
it.
that's
I
cool.
think it's awesome.
Dude,
You
it is
don't-
awesome.
You don't have to feed it. You don't
I'm
have to water
excited.
it,
Yeah,
but it's going to look as real as it can be.
Man.
And it's art.
Why wouldn't you want the most realistic mount? I
If
mean,
it's your buck of your lifetime,
yeah, why
like,
wouldn't
you're
you
gonna
want
do
the
it.
best of the best? And that's what people just don't. People just don't know there's an option for that. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, they just don't, and it's sad, but this is definitely a good opportunity for somebody to learn something.
It is.
Hmm?
It is. It's cool.
And if
I'm
somebody
definitely
wants
glad
to
we
learn and
linked
learn
up.
how I do it, I'd be glad to teach them if they, like kind of
Well-
like an apprenticeship.
Well,
We can
you
get
have
into
to
that another
have-
day.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to have.
Yeah, for
you got to
real.
find a special person that has that drive like you
Because
do.
that's
Right.
going to be a thing for you
That's gonna be
if
the
you
hardest
were
part.
if you were to expand, do more, and say bring somebody in. Finding somebody that's passionate enough and willing to learn enough to be able to meet your standards, your quality standards, that could be difficult.
And
Very
it's-
difficult.
It's tough
Yeah,
for
very
any
difficult.
business. It's tough
Yeah.
for my business. It's tough for everything. It's like, nobody's going to care as much as you
You do.
That's true.
And
That's
it's so hard to find that. It's so hard to find that.
Definitely
and
is.
And when you do find that, that person, it's special. It's a special bond. More likely you become friends, and it just goes a lot further than that.
Right. Right.
It's just that special person.
The taxidermy thing freaks a lot of people out.
But you gotta have the stomach for it too, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Does all taxidermy stink or just? is
No,
this just-
no.
Okay, I didn't
Okay,
know.
so here's the deal. What stinks
Because-
about a dead animal is obviously anything decaying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I get it way before it ever decays.
Yeah. Every taxidermist I ever stepped into, it just. I feel
I
like
don't know if we've been to.
I feel like I
great
gotta
one
take
yet,
a damn bath and bleach or something. It
Yeah, I
stinks
try to.
so
I try to
bad.
walk around on like tippy toes, so less of my
Right.
shoes actually touching.
I walked in one, and my floors, my Crocs were sticking to the floor. I went,
Dude, I'm gonna throw up.
So
I'm out.
here's what sets me different from somebody else too. So when you get to my place, you don't see that stuff.
Yeah.
That is separate. Keep it separate.
Yeah.
Okay, so say you or even your girlfriend or your wife or your daughter has a weak stomach. Okay. And they come with you, or they've got something themselves, and they don't want to walk in. The first thing they don't want to smell something nasty,
Right.
especially gut wrenching nasty.
I know it.
Or see blood
I get
all
it.
over the floor.
like you
or
saying
somewhere.
that takes me back to when you said earlier that one mount that had marble, like a marble.
Oh,
got
yeah,
a
no,
big
there's no
buck
way
on a-
she
on a
would have-
marble
she would have
pedestal.
ever walked
If
into-
she walked into a taxidermist like that, he wouldn't have even been able to compromise with her.
She'd have been hurling outside
Yeah, she would have been like, "There's no way we're putting
or been
anything like this in our
mortified
house."
and
Yeah,
been
it's
like, we're not doing this ever
It's a
again.
good business practice, man, because
It is.
we try to keep our trucks clean, we try to keep our place clean. Our plants are swept, our grass is cut, and we try to keep our appearance super clean. Because when customers walk into the building, they're comfortable.
You will never see something, like I said, not to be corny, but this is just the figure of speech. Like you walked into Bass Pro Shop, you don't walk into Bass Pro Shop and see all the nasty and gross and stuff,
Everything has to be clean. I get it.
Yeah.
When you drop off your deer, that's the last time you've seen that deer in that state of it being dead. And then whenever you pick it back up, it's alive again, so to say. But you don't ever see any of that. I keep that separate. And the shop that I learned in, it stunk. There was fly strips everywhere.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you may come in and do a cleaning, and there's, not to be any certain way, but this is life. There's maggots and stuff, and 9 out of 10 places are like that. Some places are a little cleaner. Guys aren't the cleanest. I mean, come on.
You're right.
I am. I'm a very clean, neat freak.
Yeah.
Well, I keep my shop that way, and this is why. Like I said, I don't want you to bring, and not picking on females. There's a lot of female hunters, especially now compared to what there used to be. But females don't want to come in. Because this, like I said, there's times, and if that stuff sits there, especially overnight, it's stinking the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Stinking.
Yeah. And it don't take much to stink up the whole place.
Yes.
That's the thing about
and
it.
then,
It's like one
say
bad
you throw it out, it still stinks for a while. You got to air that place out. You got to clean it.
Yeah.
I mean, clean it.
If I walked in your place and your place was spotless and clean, and I didn't get a bad smell, you would get my business.
Yeah.
Because I knew that if you took time, because it costs money to keep your shop clean. Okay, so that's what people don't understand. You walk into a place and it's super clean, it costs you money to keep that shop clean. Either you can clean your shop or you can be stuffing animals, whatever you want to do, but it's going to cost you money no matter what you do.
Because it's going to cost time.
Absolutely.
So to
Time is
me,
money,
if you took time out of your schedule to clean your place, that would tell me that you're getting I'm giving you my business.
But a good hour a day.
Absolutely. It costs you money.
And it's not just at the end of the day. When you get there and you start working, whether it's, sometimes for me, 7 o'clock at night, say I'm going to go work until midnight, I'll spend the first 10 minutes making sure all my stuff is organized from the last time I did anything, clean up, anything that I may have overlooked. You got to get in the habit of doing certain things to do it, in my opinion, correctly. So the last bit of it ain't just, I don't care how tired you are. I just want to take a shower and go to bed. Clean your place.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 'cause you're not going to clean it the next time
you
see
didn't
it.
just go out there and go mud riding with your buddies and then come home and get in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You took a shower.
If we
Hopefully you did.
If we walk through the plant
sure.
and that plant's not clean, we're shutting down production.
Absolutely.
It's getting cleaned. And the guys will throw a fit. I mean, look, we're not walking through this plant. It's not going to get dirty. You're going to throw your trash away. You're going to take care of your stuff, and it's going to look clean. We're not building boats until it's clean.
Right.
So it goes a long ways. But man, this has been an awesome podcast.
It has, man. I'm totally glad we linked up, and I'm excited to see what you do with the elk. And I mean, we definitely got to come back and do it again for sure.
We will.
So we got the elk, and we got 3. We got elk we need fixed. We got 3 elk we need to mount.
Yep.
All right. Here's something else. And not just because if you bring me more than one item, you start getting discounts.
Yeah.
So,
it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
we
it's
work.
steady
makes
We
work.
work
sense.
on that.
Yeah, we're in the volume
That ain't
business
just for
too.
you guys.
Yeah.
That's for anybody. I don't care if
Right.
it's my neighbor. I don't care if it's a buddy. I don't care if I don't know you.
Right.
The more you bring me.
Yep.
But things are also in a timely manner. And so
Right.
I've strived on that. I've gone through a divorce this year, and unexpected things in life happen, unfortunately. So I've gotten to where I'm sitting here like, hey, I've got about 10 whitetails that need to get back.
Yeah.
And they ain't even been a year,
Right.
but they got to get back. Where they could have took them to somewhere else.
That's right.
I got to remember that.
That's right.
Yeah,
They
that's
could have
true.
took them to somewhere
That
else.
is true. They
100%
could've.
right.
Some of
100%
these guys have got stuff that's paid for in full,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
or they all have a deposit at least.
Right.
And so, hey, I've got to keep the wolves away. It's going to get done. But other than this happening in my life, usually my turnaround's about six months, maybe 8.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a lot quicker than some.
Yeah.
Some of them are 2 or 3 years. And I get that, but I don't. And if you'll look at their stuff or you call them or you'll show up over there, they're only working 3 or 4 days a week,
Most of them are hunting.
Most of them are hunting season. That's the thing about taxidermy.
And that gets in the interference. I get that.
Yeah.
Go hunt that morning. Get off the stand, or decide to hunt that afternoon, whatever. But if you'll put in a half day's work, anyways.
Yeah, that's
half
better
day's
than
work.
nothing. Yeah.
7 days a week if you have to.
Adds
And
up.
if you're one of them that wants to work on the Lord's Day, do it. If you're not, then take your Sunday off, work 6 days a week. You can still go to your kids' ball games. You can still have family time. Or if you're single, you can still do you. I get that. But go to work. Mm-hmm. And if you would go to work, I don't care if you're a one-man show or you got 4 people in a taxidermy shop, you should never be past 12 months, ever.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you're taking in.
Don't take more work in you can get out.
That's true, too.
For sure.
I greatly appreciate it, guys.
Yep. I appreciate you coming. Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
wraps this up, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and look out for more in the future. It's going to be good. We're going to get the elk back, and hopefully we got a step-by-step video of it, and we'll discuss it and show you what he can do. Well, we appreciate you guys, and catch you on the next one.